We read in this week's Parsha of the construction of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, and the section begins with a call for donations, that people should contribute building materials, gold, silver, copper, for the construction of the Mishkan. What's interesting there is where the mitzvah is given to bring their contributions. So it says there, Yikhu li, which literally means take for me. Hashem says these contributions should be taken for me. And Rashi explains that for me means for my sake. When you bring your contributions, do it for my sake. Rav Elia Lopian, in his great work Lev Eliyahu, asks the question, why specifically here by this mitzvah is there an emphasis of bringing the contribution for my sake, for the sake of Hashem, for the sake of the heavens? All mitzvahs would profit, or do profit, when we do the mitzvah with the highest possible intention, namely for the sake of Hashem, for the sake of God. But here there's a special emphasis that it should be brought for my sake. Why so? The answer is that with many mitzvahs we find that the emphasis is on action. For example, with charity, so not only is the action what's important, but even the effect is important. For instance, let's say you give a poor man $100 for charity, but he uses that $100 in his business, and with that $100 he produces $1,000. So in the heavens you get reward not just for the $100 you gave him, you get reward for all of the kindness you did him, because with the money you gave him, he was able to earn $1,000. So therefore you get credit for $1,000. We see here it's the action that counts. The action, we live in the world of action, and it's action that counts. However, when it comes to building the tabernacle, so the essential purpose of the Mishkan, of the tabernacle, is that the divine presence, the Shekhinah, rests in our midst. And therefore that's why intention, that's why the thoughts of critical importance. Thoughts are our highest capacity, and therefore we need our highest capacity to bring down the highest possible spiritual value, namely the divine presence. To have the divine presence with us, that requires our highest capacity, which is thought. This is very essential. What we can learn for ourselves from here is that even before the building of the temple, we're able to bring the divine presence down into ourselves. The Malbim says the essence, the importance of having the divine presence in the temple is not so much that it's in the temple, but that it's in the minds and the hearts of each one of us. That's really essentially where we want the divine presence, in our minds, in our hearts. And we can have that just with a few minutes of meditation. We can have that right now in our presence. And this, of course, is something unbelievable. Something brings us onto a new plane of living, a serenity, a calm, and an excitement about our spiritual growth, and ultimately our happiness.